What's up, guys? Welcome back to DCA. Today, what we're going to do is talk about Cardano. So Cardano has been on an extended downtrend ever since September the 21st, when it hit $3.16. It's been heading down, and we've been doing nothing but going down for weeks now, even months at this point. So we headed all the way down to around $1.07, which we hit on the 10th of January. And since then, we've made a nice bounce. So today what we want to do is take a deep dive into Cardano. We're going to take a look at not only its price history with relation to the US dollar, but also its price history with relation to Ethereum. We're also going to take a look at some on-chain metrics for Cardano and determine, is Cardano's price right now over or undervalued based on what those metrics are telling us. First things first, Cardano right now is trading at $1.55 approximately. And you can see if you look here from November, right about November 9th, we have been making this downtrend with respect to daily closes. And we broke this trend yesterday. We basically went from about $1.30 up to $1.56. So I think we have broken out of this shorter term trend that we made in November, but I think there's a bigger price trend that we're going to meet some resistance at. The first thing that you can see is where we're at right now, where we're hitting some resistance. In fact, we haven't been able to move up. This is a defined level of resistance. So we hit resistance there in February, then in March, and then in April. Then we finally broke through that level in May, when we went on our short-term parabolic run up to $2.51 prior to our new all-time high that we made in September. All right. Then we hit that level as resistance again in June, and then busted through that level right here in August. Okay. So this level that we're at right now is in fact a defined level of both support and resistance. So we held this line as support for a bit in December, fell through, then got rejected off this line in late December, and now we're here again. So I think this is going to be essentially going to be a very important test for Cardano to see if we can get through this level. But I also think there's a lot more going on at the moment. So let's take a look at Cardano with respect to Ethereum. We always say you should look at Cardano with relation to Ethereum because, at the end of the day, what is Cardano trying to do? It's trying to essentially compete with Ethereum. So if you're going to compete with Ethereum, you need to know how you're performing against Ethereum. So currently where we're at against Ethereum is sitting at around a 0.00047 level. We're just going to call that 0.47 from now on. So we got up to this 0.47 level against Ethereum, and that's where we're sitting at the moment. Now, what you can see here is there's a few defined levels that Cardano has met support and resistance with respect to Ethereum, namely this one right here. And this level, we're looking at May of 2018 here. This level we hit in April of 2019, July of 2020, February of 2021, and then finally broke through right here in the end of February of 2021. Then we held this level as support in March, in April, fell through in April, and then held it as support all through May, essentially all the way through July. And then we've fallen through yet again, basically while Cardano has been on this massive slide that we've been seeing. We also have another resistance level that we're likely going to see here. Okay, so this level is the 0.47 level, and we're actually right at that level right now. So I think this is going to be an important point we're at as well. I don't think it's anything, on the same scale as this level here, this 0.57 level, which, is the one I just showed we have hit numerous times in the past. But I think there is potential that we meet some resistance where we're at right now. But if we can break through that, I certainly think you're going to be heading up to this level against Ethereum. All right. So that's Cardano with relation to the US dollar and with relation to Ethereum. We'll quickly look at Bitcoin as well. And the picture is looking a bit better here. We have broken through the longer term downtrend with relation to Bitcoin that we started forming at this price peak in September. Okay, so you can see that Cardano, if we come out here, essentially got up to its prior all-time high or approached its prior all-time high against Bitcoin back in September. We got bounced off that level as a level of resistance, and we got bounced off of it hard. That's how we ended up down here. We held this level as support, bounced off, and now have broken through this longer term downtrend. Okay, so that's basically where we're at. We have, we're sitting in a good place with respect to Bitcoin. We are sitting at a level of resistance with respect to Ethereum, and with respect to the US dollar, we are also at this level of resistance. Okay, so that's the general breakdown of where Cardano is sitting with respect to US dollar, Bitcoin, and perhaps most importantly, Ethereum. Now we're going to go on to the more interesting part of this topic. So we're going to discuss the total number of active addresses on the Cardano network. All right. And the reason that we're going to look at this is because the total number of active addresses can be thought to be very correlated to the price of an asset. So typically when you have an increasing number of active addresses, you have an increasing price. So you can think of it as a network effect. The more people that are on a network, the more valuable it is. This is a model used to sort of gauge the value of things like Facebook. It's often used for Bitcoin. We've talked about this many times, how, the number of active addresses can be thought of as the network effect. How many people are utilizing the network? The more people you have sending and receiving transactions, the more valuable overall the network can be thought of as. And so what we're looking at here is over time, the total number of active addresses. Okay, so we're going back to September 22nd, 2017, basically, or right around that time, and we're looking through current day. And the first thing I want you to notice is this. So we've actually been on this uptrend since January 1st of 2020. So you can see we bottomed out right here at January 1st, 2020, a local bottom anyways. And since that time, we've basically just been trending up. Okay, so we came down and hit this trend line in October of 2020. Then again in July, the end of July of 2020. And then we hit this trend line, this bottom end of the trend line again here in December. Okay, now why does this matter? And let me show you. So I've added on the price of Cardano now. And let's take a look at where these peaks occur. Let's look at these high peaks that you're seeing in the number of active addresses. Okay, so what happens when we hit this peak in the number of active addresses? At the same time, our price peaks. Okay, so we went up to a price of around 10 cents. But remember, just prior to that, we were down as low as about 2 cents up to 3 cents. Okay, so we 3x'd in a short amount of time, and we saw this large spike in the number of active addresses. A similar thing occurs. We have a peak here, here, and here. And what you're seeing is every time that we have one of these peaks, we see a price peak at the same time. So we have an all-time high here, we have an all-time high here, we have a local high here, and we have a local high here, and obviously back here in 2017 when we made our price peak, okay, when we made our all-time high. These spikes in the number of active addresses sort of correspond to the, these price peaks that we hit. And a lot of that is the speculative type FOMO into the market. You're seeing a lot of people coming in and both buying and selling during these price peaks. But that's perhaps not the most important part. The important part is that we're seeing this uptrend, this general uptrend in the number of active addresses on the network. And that corresponds to this same upward price movement that you're seeing. And you're going to continue to see this as long as the number of active addresses continues to increase. As long as the number of people on the network continues to increase over time, you're going to see the price of Cardano, even when you have these large pullbacks like we've seen right now, you're going to continue to see the price continue to move up just like we're seeing right now. Okay, we're seeing every time we come down and we touch this trend line and then we bounce off, and we're just doing what we've already done in the past. So we're bouncing off of this trend line. So in the shorter term, we are seeing this nice price or this nice increase in the number of active addresses on the network. So we have in a short amount of time, basically, we have gone up to about 250,000 active addresses on the network. And, just a few weeks ago on 12/12/2021, we were down at around 120,000 active addresses on the network, right? So we've doubled the number of active addresses on the network in just a few short weeks. Okay, guys, and then the last thing we're going to look at is the market cap per active address. So in blue, we have the market cap per active address, and in red, we have the price. So you can see that there are these times when the market cap is extraordinarily overvalued with respect to the number of active addresses. All right. And, you're seeing that here in January of 2018. And then you saw it happen again here in late May and basically all the way through September. So the price was significantly higher than were the number of active addresses. All right. And that's why we've basically seen this downtrend now. So the market cap has come down to this closer to this baseline that we've seen right in this range here. This is where it retreats to after overvalued phases, like we saw in this bull run and then in this bull run. All right. So I think this is kind of right now where the market is valuing Cardano in this range. So we will have these periods where we, go parabolic, the price spikes up, the market cap increases with respect to the number of active addresses, and then we need a correction. So now, like we've said on this chart here, we're seeing the active addresses continuing to rise. And I think that's why you're seeing the price and thus the market cap rising, and you're seeing a commensurate increase in the total market cap per active address. I'm showing you the blue market cap per active address in terms of a moving average, just to smooth out the data. That's why you're seeing some downward action right now, because if we just go back 20 days ago, remember we were at some of these lower levels, right? But now we're peaking into some of these higher levels that we've only seen at certain points in September, and then just for a bit in October. And notice here that this some of these price peaks, or these active address peaks, these can occur at both price spikes like we see here and at capitulations like we see here. So you saw this massive number of active addresses on the network right here in October. That was a lot of sell pressure coming onto the market. And we've seen that happen at other times where it will happen both at a price peak, and then you'll see these peaks occur also at times of sell-offs. So the bottom line is, and this is the last thing we will say about Cardano, we've seen that the active addresses on the network are increasing. Okay. We've seen that this is directly related to the value of a network. And therefore, if this trend continues, we will expect Cardano to break above a lot of these key price levels. So we have a key price level at 155. We have a key level here against Ethereum, which we've actually, since we started making the video, have now gone above at this 0.46 level. We've also broken through this key level against Bitcoin. I think there are a lot of fundamental issues that Cardano needs to answer, and that's the bottom line. And they quite simply have not been answered yet. So when you have a situation where you have there's a lot of great competitors out there to Ethereum, and then therefore to Cardano, you're going to, it's going to be an uphill battle, especially Cardano's behind the eight ball now because they've let other networks get ahead of them. It's quite possible that we get rejected at this level, or even at this next trend line with relation to the US dollar. And if we do, then I think we're going to be right back to where we're at down here at a dollar, right at around $1.10 up to $1.20. There is a ton of support at this level. I have a hard time believing Cardano in any short order is going to break below this dollar, maybe 90 cents up to $1.20 range. I would be absolutely floored if it broke through that in the short term, and I'm talking here months. Within the next few months, if it broke through that level, I think that would take a complete market crash. So overall, I think that Cardano is going to break this level, and I would not doubt whatsoever to at least see it, trading back up near this $2 level sometime soon. So that's it for this one, guys. If you guys like this type of content, hit like and subscribe. You can head over to the Discord channel where we do a lot of discussion of the macro level picture of the cryptocurrency asset class. And until next time, as usual, see you.